I went back to the Bay Area, linked up with the people that I had been in cahoots with before I ever went into the stockade, to organize something and see what could be done and organize something to do about it. And so now, it was more than a year and a half later. But, the same crowd basically was there, and I went and linked up with them. And by then they had started a group called Pacific Counseling Service. And, or PCS we called it. And PCS was, ostensibly it was sort of like a draft counseling, except it was for military counseling. And, you would talk to GIs who, kind of like I had been going through my thing where I thought maybe I ought to be a conscientious rejecter, and it would have been hugely helpful if somebody had talked to me about it, and it would have been incredibly helpful if they had suggested that I actually know what I'm doing, or help me do it, or anything of the sort, or link me up with a lawyer, or anything of the sort. And when, in fact, my experience when I had been going through that period of my changes, that I had called a couple of groups in Seattle to see if they could help me, and basically that didn't go anywhere. And so, because nobody had set up that kind of support yet, you see. And I imagine in the paranoia of the day, they probably thought that some soldier who was calling them was probably an agent or who knows what. But anyway, it didn't go anywhere. And so I was acutely aware of the value of doing that kind of support. But the thing I really liked about PCS was that although their official, their cover story, so to speak, was that they were counselors. What they were really doing is organizing the GI movement, and I was all for that. So for a few months after I got out of prison, we worked in the office in San Francisco of the Pacific Counseling Service. But they wanted to start a office up near Fort Lewis. And since I had been stationed at Fort Lewis and kind of already knew the area up here, and maybe so that I would quit taking showers at their house or something, I don't know. But at any rate, so my wife and I were sent up to Fort Lewis to organize a Pacific Counseling Service office off of Fort Lewis. And so we came up and linked up with people, and we had like a priest and a teacher and myself and a couple of other, some people, and we all kind of pulled together into a collective, a Pacific Counseling Service collective, and quickly enough linked up with some soldiers who wanted to do a newspaper, which turned out to be the Lewis McCord Free Press.